Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a wear test on two new products, the Elf Putty Primers. These are the new additions to the original, which launched in 2019. I'm gonna be putting these to the test side by side for you guys, so keep watching. So I already went ahead and moisturized my skin. I used my typical First Aid Beauty moisturizer just so that we can get this face started. And now what I'm gonna be doing is applying the primer. You guys know that primer is so essential for me. And I feel like primer really does make a difference. These do retail for $8. You can find them at Target, on Elf's website, pretty much anywhere. They're rolling in stores slowly but surely. But this is the matte one. This is literally looks like white paint. I'm taking that much, just a little bit. You don't need that much of the product. It feels very silky. It feels like a moisturizer. And I'm just gonna start my cheeks and kind of slowly pull it. It feels very silky. It doesn't feel as thick as I feel like my Putty Poreless Primer felt. It claims to be a velvety texture that glides on effortlessly through the skin and smooths out imperfections. It's infused with clay and white charcoal to help absorb excess oils and grip makeup for all day wear. The result is a smooth, poreless, shine-free matte complexion. Impressions, I have to say I'm very impressed with how nice and smooth it feels. Typically for me, when I try like new matte primers, it tends to feel very thick and drying, and sometimes it causes my skin to separate. So now on this side, I'm gonna be taking the Luminous one, and it looks like this. I'm just going to be taking a little bit. Like I mentioned, you don't need a lot of this product. And I'm going to be kind of like warming it up with my fingers. Yeah, this one feels a little bit different than the matte one. It doesn't feel as velvety. I feel like it feels more buttery. Or like it just gives it a pretty luminous finish. Definitely see the difference right away. This definitely looks like almost like it has like a powder over it, or just like more on the matte side. And this looks very fresh, and I feel like that yellow tint kind of gives it like a brightening effect. So this is a velvety texture that glides effortlessly over the skin to smooth over imperfections and add a soft glow. It's infused with hyaluronic acid and vegan collagen to help plump skin and keep it fresh and hydrated. The result is a smooth, blurred, radiant complexion. Just gonna kind of pat the product in. Feels really good. Feels really healthy. I mean, they both feel really nice. I'm impressed. Because sometimes with these more solid consistency primers, it tends to feel a little bit thick sometimes and just kind of like heavy. But I feel like these two in particular feel much different than the original Putty Primer. I feel like that one was really nice, and I only used it in the areas where I had like the enlarged pores. Everywhere else I would use a different primer because I feel like sometimes it would flake off, it would be too heavy. But I feel like with these, they really made sure that the consistency was very velvety, very buttery. Okay, so we have that on our skin. Now we're gonna move on to foundation. So today for foundation, I'm gonna be going back to an oldie but a goodie. This is the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation. And what I'm gonna do, this is in the shade VANUATU. I'm going to be starting off with the matte side. Say right off the way, I love how the foundation is laying on top of the primer. I feel like it really made the foundation grip onto the skin. I also feel like even though this foundation does have a little bit of a natural radiance, it still definitely has that soft matte tie to it. And I really appreciate the fact that it's kind of setting very nicely. So now we're gonna move on to the side where we do have the Luminous Elf Primer, and we're gonna see how that performs. Another thing that I noticed and that I really appreciate about these Elf primers is that I feel like it does such a good job of gripping on the foundation. I definitely am seeing that radiance come through with this side. It's a very healthy radiance. It's nothing like, oh my gosh, she's looking so dewy. So I do have to say, now having both sides on, I do see here that I feel like I can kind of see a little bit more of a glow peek through, but there's not a big difference right now that I'm like, oh my gosh. I feel like that's kind of where our wear test goes into play. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I'm gonna come back with you guys so that I can show you guys how it looks with all my other products. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I am back. I finished my entire face of makeup, and right now it is 12:08 in the afternoon. And I wanted to come on here to show you guys how this is looking on the skin. I have to say I'm noticing a little bit of a difference. I definitely do feel like this side looks a little bit more luminous. It's been around like an hour or so since I last saw you guys. This side looks a little bit more oil-free. I wouldn't say it looks matte, but it definitely looks more oil-free than this side. I feel like this definitely is kind of picking up like an overall glowy touch to it. It's nothing like severe, but I can definitely see it. Like always, I'll be seeing you guys in a little bit for my check-in. Hey guys, right now it is 4 p.m. and I just wanted to hop on here to do a check-in for you guys. This side where we went in with the Luminous Elf Primer, it definitely does have a little bit more shine to it. You guys can see that. The side where we went in with the matte primer, it definitely looks a little bit more blurred out and oil free to me. It's definitely holding up really well for what I expected. It's a good situation thus far. I'm really impressed, and I'm hoping that by the end of our day, we will still look snatched and kind of have some really good, well-developed thoughts. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, so I am back right now. It is 9:15 p.m. and I've worn this makeup for the entire day. I wanted to come on here and give you guys my final thoughts on the new Elf primers. We have here the matte primer, which we used on this side, and the luminous primer, which we used on this side. Right off the bat, you guys can see the difference. I feel like there is a subtle difference. To be honest, I feel like this side is a little bit less oily than this side right here. You can see my oils peeking through like a lot. Something that I didn't notice until I kind of was playing around with them later through the day was that the luminous primer by Elf has some glitter, some like almost like highlight effects to it. It literally, like when you have it on your hand, it looks like there's sparkle. And I didn't notice that until I like was looking at it, and then I flashed my light and I was like, whoa, like this is intense. And I feel like a lot of people who do look for something that makes them look luminous, they're not gonna want glitter or like highlighty shimmers on their primer. They're gonna want something that just makes them look radiant. If they want that glittery shimmer, they're gonna go and use a highlighter, a liquid highlighter. So for me, as an oily skin lady, I would have to go with the matte one. It's not surprising because I do have oily skin, so I'm maybe being biased, but I just feel like this looks a little bit better. Definitely not as matte as some people may hope for, so I'm just letting you guys know that right now, but it's definitely a soft matte. Do I think it's worth it for like the price for $8? I do think that the matte one's worth it if you're looking for a soft matte finish. Now if you want a very matte finish, it's not gonna be worth it for you. Even though it's still $8, you might as well go get something else. As for the Luminous Putty Primer, I don't think this is worth the money. Even if you do have dry skin and you're looking for something that's gonna make you look luminous and radiant, I don't, because of those glitters on there. I'm like, what is this glitter? Like, I'm not trying to apply highlight. I'm trying to apply just like, you know, something that's gonna make me glow from within. So let me know down below your thoughts. Have you tried these two new primers? I wanna know all the tea, because I definitely feel like just the consistency of them both is definitely a very nice consistency. I feel like the first putty primer was a little intense in texture. It was definitely much thicker consistency. If you're looking for a more lightweight consistency, you will enjoy these, because I feel like it's kind of like they revamped that aspect of it and made them like better than the original, which the original was great, but I do feel like this is a more like luxurious version, upgraded version of the original Poreless Putty Primer. So yeah, I talked a lot, I know, but I wanted to inform you guys as much as I could. So if you guys enjoyed watching this video, give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing these types of videos for you guys. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I would love for you to become a member family here on YouTube, because I wouldn't want you guys to miss my videos for the world. That being said, I love you guys so much, and I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.